Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Treya Tarot. This is the collective reading for Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. I've started this reading a couple times before. I left the cards out that fell out of the deck during shuffle to get started again. But I'm just going to cut the deck again. All right. So on our second try here, or third try at this point, to get the reading done. Thank you all who are returning for sticking with the inconsistencies in the schedule. I'm having a little difficulty right now with having the time to do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule because of some things going on in my life. So I'm just reading whenever I can at this point. So videos will be up whenever I can get them up until further notice. Once everything is settled down, then I'll go back to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I'll let everybody know when that happens. Okay, so if you like these readings, please do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell if you want to be notified, and let's just get started. Okay, interesting. All right, so I don't know who, I believe the Venus retrograde starts on March 1st, and I definitely feel a little bit of preemptive energy there. While today feels a little edgy to me, the energy feels really proactive or productive. So that feels really positive or good, I guess you could say. But the 8 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and 2 of Swords, fast movement towards a self-honoring choice. That's what that reads to me right off the bat. The next month or so, I could see bringing up themes of how we relate to other people in terms of where our boundaries are. What do we let in? What do we not let in? And whether or not we're still moving towards the future version of us, or if we're still repeating old relational patterns. I don't know how much of the old patterns we'll actually get to engage in, really. Because if you look at this here, the sun with the truth, there's this, strength in the face of adversity, making a decision, a third way forward that we can't see. That crescent moon there. 6 of Cups, nostalgia, the Lovers, the choice. Okay, so we have 2 cards on the table that automatically represent some sort of choice. 2 of Swords and the Lovers. But for me, while this could represent a choice between 2 people or a choice between 2 situations, this may very much come up as a choice between self or other. Again, this theme has come up a lot. Collective or isolation. But this may come up from the past, meaning there's a truth available now or will be soon available to us, whoever resonates with this reading, with this storyline, that will give us insight about someone we might have chosen in the past, someone that we loved, that we thought was potentially our person or our soulmate in the past. It's also the potential here for people to come up from the past, kind of like a Mercury retrograde. So be aware of that. But there's a truth now available to us that may change the way we make a current life decision. Something's not being said or hasn't been said between you and a past person, potentially, or a choice you made in the past having to do with what you did or didn't want is going to come up for awareness so that you don't repeat that choice if it wasn't the right one to make for you. Okay. 7 of Cups, confusion. The end of a painful cycle, 10 of Swords. And then the 8 of Cups, walking away from something. So while Venus retrograde tends to, they tend to talk about it as a test for your relationships, that whatever survives Venus retrograde is solid, right? I would like to see this from the read, even though that could be one way you would read this spread. I will read this as the quick and very intense awareness of the ways in which you went wrong before. and the choice to stop pretending that you don't know what to do. That Seven of Cups to me, for a really long time, it would come out in a reading and I would feel icky. Like, oh no, here it goes again. Another, who do I choose or what do I choose scenario, where it seems to be about, trying to pick the best thing you can have access to, right? But it always seems to come out with situations where there are third party energies or, resistance to something good. Yeah, I never really enjoyed the Seven of Cups. What I see in it recently that I haven't seen in it before is the opportunity for clarity of the heart that it presents. Because it's very hard to see the truth when you don't, well, for many people, I will say that for many people, it is hard to see the truth of a situation if you don't have a moment of clarity to bring it into your focus. And the Seven of Cups presents that. So something's coming up to show you a dichotomy between a choice you made before and a choice you're about to make. And you have the option to repeat the past or change something. And the answer might seem to be not what you expect it to be, or the solution may be different than you expect it to be. The end of the painful cycle, the end of the self-torture, because the Ten of Swords is mental anguish, okay? So there's this release of this burden or pressure that comes with leaving an old situation behind, an old sense of confusion behind, leaving an old scenario behind, choosing what feels actually aligned to your soul as opposed to what you think you should be doing based on someone else's standards, based on something you were taught when you were young, insert situation here kind of thing. Wheel of Fortune. Okay, there's that end of that cycle again. Beginning of a new one. Five of Swords. Yeah. Again, togetherness or aloneness. The battle between self and community. Do you want support or do you want to be alone? If you are continually focused on validating everything you experienced in the past instead of moving through it into something new, you will repeat this. If you don't choose to do that, which is what I'm seeing here, if you choose to leave behind an old way of interacting with your heart center, your feelings, how do I clarify this? Okay, I'll say it this way. This reading, this storyline presents the opportunity to get past the confusion by choosing your heart and choosing the truth of how you feel over the ideas you hold in your head about what you think it has to be, or what you think you have to be, or what you think something was or is. This is about getting real clear about yourself, getting really clear about what self-honoring means. Because my guess is that for many people, the self-honoring choice is the one to go into community rather than leave it behind. It's one to join in with someone or something or a scenario rather than isolate from it. But there is a cycle here of, I don't deserve this, this never works, or I can't have, or whatever, something to that effect that may be getting in the way and keeping you isolated. If you find yourself confronted with a clarity moment of, I have to take the risk to get what I'm actually intending, or I have to open my heart, or I have to leave something behind, or I have to face a difficult reality in an effort to expand and grow into the community that supports me. If you meet that, this storyline presents the opportunity to receive that truth and fulfillment from that courage that it would take for you to meet that. Conqueror of Cups. There you go. Knight of Cups. So yeah, I think many of us are going to finally reach out for the thing that actually matters to us. And whether, Cups cards are about fulfillment. Wands are about creativity and passion and drive, right? So you have this combination here of this internal fire that is actually leading you towards something fulfilling and whole and soft and supportive and all of those good, sweet Venusian things. And the only thing getting in the way are those ideas and concepts, those swords that keep you circling in a pattern that has to do with something from before. And if you continue to do that, you will end up there again until you make the choice that's different. And that's what the Lovers and the Two of Swords presents. It's time to make the different choice. The different choice that leads you towards support. So, whatever that means for you, it's bound to be an interesting month. And I'm curious to see how this week sets that up, because it's coming out pretty early. I did expect something to this effect once March hit, but to have this come out a week before, or days before, tells me that this is probably already present for some people, or it's lingering in the background. There may be a remnant in any of our lives, that kind of has been hovering. And if you can observe the theme and the remnant, and how do I say this? If you can observe it holistically enough and without judgment, when the person from your past shows up for the mirror, for the moment, for the choice, you will know what to do. You will not be confused. You will walk away from that belief system, that thing, that old situation, that whatever that left you wounded. But you have to be able to take in all of what is real for you. And that Seven of Wands, to stand up for yourself, to make decisions based on what you know about yourself now, as opposed to who you were then. So this is a good energy to have around a decision like that. So for whoever this is for, I do really hope that this gets to you. I always trust that everything gets heard by the people who need to hear it, but the opportunity here is to actually move further into something that feels totally different and supportive and wonderful and fulfilling. Knight of Cups, that's just direct action towards fulfillment. So saying goodbye to something old actually leads towards the step forward. But it's going to be all right. It's like if you can be present for it, it'll be all right. So, all right. I will see you when I see you, and hopefully that's soon. Have a really good week. If I don't see you on Friday morning, have a good weekend, and I'll be back when I can.